కొట్టినట్టు కిర్రు సెప్పులేసుకొని కర్ర సాము చేసినట్టు కర్రి సట్టుడిలోన కుర్ర గుంపు కూడినట్టు ఎర్రగొన్న రొట్టెలోన మిరప తొక్కు కలిపినట్టు నా పాట చూడు నా పాట చూడు
I cannot tell you how many hours we put into that.
Welcome to Versus Wolves Live.
Oh, man.
All right.
So I guess, first of all, just want to say thank you to everyone for being here. A year ago, this was barely a podcast, and seeing the community that has sprung up around what was essentially a idea I had to irritate Wooly has been kind of incredible, honestly. So yeah, just sincerely, just want to say thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to everybody, and thank you, John, for stalling for time while I caught my breath. That's good. Yeah, no, here we are. We're doing it live. It's real, and we've taken care of some business.
Some unfinished business has now been finished, and let us never talk about it again. Real curious, who here was at the Dokapon incident earlier? Okay, a lot of people.
Okay.
So for the people who missed it, it was Kathy in first place and me and Wooly as the joint runners-up.
Yeah. Look, I think all things considered, we've taken care of business, and it looks like we're moving into a new era.
Yeah,
right?
I would agree.
I feel like a new era is upon us, and it's nice to put the past behind.
I agree.
And look forward to this new year and new things. So, I guess with that, John, how are your holidays?
My holidays were good. How were your holidays, Willie?
My holidays were all right, not too bad. I've just been curious ever since the end of the last episode. Did you get anything done? Did you?
So just to be clear, you're asking me, did I get a panel of Garfield tattooed on my body?
As per the Wolf Breaker, that is correct. That is what I'm asking you, yes.
I have genuinely avoided talking to Wooly about this for the entirety of the last month.
I've been waited with bated
Listen,
breath.
if I actually got that tattoo, this entire podcast would just become two people trying to destroy each other's lives.
We have determined that should there be 3 combo breakers in a row, there is a penalty that must be paid. The Wolf Breaker.
Wooly, the Wolf Breaker was meant to be like, you have to play an irritating game, not you must desecrate your flesh.
You agreed to the terms in advance. Are you telling me you're backing out?
Okay.
In front of everybody here at MAGFest, you're telling me you're backing out.
Okay, so just so I'm clear here, you're on his side. Do I have that right? Okay, no, I'm glad. Because my biggest problem with this podcast has never been Wooly, it's all of you for enabling him. I'm the greatest video essayist in the world. Wooly's just a Let's Player. He's just a Let's Player. This is like Mozart sharing the stage with the guy who tunes his piano.
Or a Let's Player sharing the stage with a theater kid, man. Jesus Christ. Okay.
I'm just telling it like it is, Wooly.
Okay. Well, look, I mean, you've made your choices. It sounds like. That's pretty wild. Yeah. Okay. I'm a bit disappointed about that.
Oh no.
But I guess we'll have to move forward then and see what happens, because to me that feels like another failure to accomplish what was required of you.
Okay.
That's what it feels like. We just took care of today earlier what happened when you failed to accomplish the first thing. I'm just saying it feels like you failed once again at the beginning of a new year to do the thing that you were supposed to do.
Fucking fighting game tournament. And I have been hated and vilified for this community ever since. I am the virtuous hero of Versus Wolves, and I'll burn this podcast to the ground to prove it.
That's the hero's journey.
That's the energy the FGC needs, really.
Okay.
You couldn't show up, and now you refuse to show up.
Wooly,
again,
I'm gonna be honest.
We're gonna move forward.
I'm getting a little hot.
You are getting a little hot.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God. Moving on.
Let's take the temperature down a little bit. Let's take care of business. We are moving on to, let's take care of this. So, here we are, getting into the meat and potatoes of the podcast, and let's get this all set up for you guys. There we go. Totally professional. Wonderful. Hello. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the very beginning of the podcast.
Now, John, there's a lot of surprises in store, not just for the audience, but it seems for each other.
Okay, so there was a really terrifying moment where I was like, just so you know, Wooly, I actually have a mystery section planned for this that I'm not going to tell you about. And Wooly looks at me and he goes, I too have a mystery section. So there's moments of this we have no idea what's going to happen.
Very difficult to plan a show around.
I'm terrified, but
first things first. What's going on? There's some new stuff that.
You know what? We got some new stuff to announce. I guess one thing that has been requested of us for a while now is, when are you doing some merch? When are you doing some Versus Wolves merch?
That sounds like it'd be cool. Yeah.
So we have an answer to that. We have the Versus Wolves Emporium. As of right now, these items are not available. At the end of this month, they will be.
Yes.
And the first one is, I think, to enter into a new era. Sometimes you get to revisit beloved classics, and we have the Wooly Versus T-shirt.
Returning
it's
favorite.
Back and better than ever.
Now the colors are not going to be ugly, and now the size is going to be good, and everything's going to work out.
Yep. No. When I sent the proof of this to Wooly, I just got a message back saying, all caps, good fucking T-shirt.
Yeah. The last folks responsible for printing this did not do a good job, so thank you. That's awesome. What else is going on?
I die and knit them all myself. And so the next one is a brand new T-shirt and something that's been requested for a little while. It is the Final Gamer T-shirt. So this is a T-shirt that was specifically created about my ability to overcome adversity. Whether it's my co-host, my editor, a random fucking NPC who ruined my life. And you will also notice some legally distinct characters such as the Penguin Mauler and Strange Cat.
I'm glad you now know the meaning of the briefcase. I'm glad.
Oh, I sure do. And then next up, we have something that has been requested for a long, long time.
A very highly anticipated shirt makes its return in a much better form on the Wooly side of things. We've got finally the Get Into Fighting Game shirt with the heart, because sometimes you work with people that are cowards that don't want to do that, present company excluded. For now, but now we can get the real cool thing done, spruced up and all. So Get Into Fighting Games, everybody. Yeah. It's going to be available. Finally.
This next one is going to be a Final Gamer deep cut. This is from the Super Eyepatch Wolf cinematic universe, not to be confused with the Eyepatch Wolves universe. Those are different things for some reason. Wooly, what do we got? We got the Time Wizard Zelachron T-shirt. And it has a little quote there from Zelicron himself saying, "I'm just a very passionate wizard."
Deep cuts.
And so these are all good. You got your Final Gamer t-shirts, you got your Woolly Versus t-shirts, but feels like we're missing something.
Feels like we're missing something like the literal topic of the subject of what the show is.
And, you know, Wooly, I would say things have escalated quite a lot in this last year. Would you agree?
I would agree. I would say that it's hard to predict what's coming in this new era of episodes on the way.
Yeah. But what if there was a way?
To predict?
What if there was the Infinity Collection? This is the Versus Wolves t-shirt, episode 999, Bear Fighting versus Deep Sea Exposition.
I would like to point out that the beginning of the collection is Versus Wolves episode 999. We're starting there.
This is where the collection starts. Please look forward to our next t-shirt, episode 8431. More will be revealed.
Yes. I mean, honestly, so there's a list of just all the future concepts. I died just reading. Like, yeah, this is a fun idea.
Yeah. So these will all be available at the end of the month. We are super excited to release them. They're all very comfortable t-shirts. They all fit really well. You can nap in them. You can wear them out. You cannot wear them as pajamas. That you have to sign a disclaimer before you can buy one that you're not going to do that.
And this will be available where?
This will be available at theversuswolvesemporium.com.
Cool. All right. We'll put that little link in the video so that people can see it.
There'll be a link. They might even be below the video themselves.
It might even be.
Okay.
Cool.
So for this next section, this brings us to my mystery section.
Oh, well, first, before that, there's a fake sponsor break because when we put this up, we're going to cut in to say, hey, sponsors things. So right now, hey, sponsor break. Cut. And they, wow, what an amazing sponsor. That was incredible.
Yeah, I love it.
That was godlike. Holy cow. All right. Yeah! Okay. All right. Woo. All right. Now with that taken care of.
So I think, you know, one thing that I feel like I've become famous for in Versus Wolves, Wooly, is basically taking the challenges more seriously than you. You know, like, you know. You know, you'll go along to like one Brazilian jiu-jitsu class. Get tapped out, which was your choice, by the way. And you know, then just that's it. Or you know, so yeah.
Black belt.
I take up boxing. I listen. I make Dokapon a part of my life, and I recently I'm announcing my entry into another world you have introduced me to.
Okay. We're moving forward.
I will be entering the world of hip hop.
Okay, no, wait. Actually, John, what the fuck is going on?
Well, you know,
what's
Willie,
happening?
I was having a think, and I was like, you know what the world needs more of? White rappers.
Truly, what the culture is feeling.
Yeah. Like Kendrick Lamar was like pretty cool, but I was like, I feel like my perspective isn't being.
Why did I show you Kendrick, man? Oh my God. Okay. Right? Yeah, pass revoked, John.
Okay.
Just so you know. What? Okay, that says big jacket weather.
Okay. So sometimes.
Is that a JoJo character? What is happening?
Sometimes, look, Michelle, my darling wife, has an excellent way of speaking sometimes. And one time she looked out the window and just went, big jacket weather. And I was like, that's a fucking incredible name. And
yeah. Yeah, okay.
So look, Wooly, I get that this all seems like fun and games, but that is until you hear my actual raps.
Bruh. No. Not like this.
Okay.
Oh my god. Word. Okay.
I can tell that this is real distress on Wooly's
What
part.
is happening? This is when you said mystery segment, I was expecting like, oh, you play a little video, do a little thing, do it.
So Wooly, I'm gonna be real with you. We have a long way to go on this mysteries.
Okay.
This is going places, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna do it real slow, and I'm not gonna do it on a beat because I'm real. It's all about the lyrics, okay? Okay. My name's Big Jacket Weather. I'm the Emperor of Dublin. When fools try and take my crown.
Wait.
The bodies started doubling.
Wait, hold on.
I rhymed Dublin with Dublin. That's genius.
Wow. You're spitting it with nothing. You're going a cappella.
I don't need it.
No beat.
Everything else, music, a backing beat, that's all to distract you from the fact that the person can't rap. Don't think...
What? Okay.
Okay. There's about 80 lines to get through.
All right, the cipher. Let's go.
You've met the final gamer. You've met Eyepatch Wolf. Now it's time for BJW here to raise the roof. It's pretty good, right?
You almost got across the finish line on that one. Okay, we don't count the stutter. It's fine.
Better check the sky for some mild precipitation because when PJW comes around, they rock every nation.
Okay, reference to Rock Nation.
Yeah,
all right, okay, I see what you're doing there. Mm-hmm.
Why a big jacket? You don't see no snow? Well, motherfucker, it's because my rhymes are ice cold.
Snow, cold. Okay, all right.
Okay. So admittedly, this next line was wrote before certain things went down, and I kind of assumed that it would come out differently. But I didn't want to rewrite it. I didn't want to rewrite it because it's just too fucking awesome. So here we go. Better step the fuck back. I'm about to ignite. Only thing I do better than rap is win every Dokapon fight.
Okay.
You know, I'll admit that one hasn't aged great.
Okay.
So, Wooly, I can tell you're upset. And
Kendrick, I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry, man.
Okay, but if we're going to be real here, I think you're upset because you see me stepping into this new era and you don't want to be left behind. And I'm here to tell you, Wooly, that you're not going to be, okay? But in order for me to give this the proper context, we have to do something that is a little bit painful, and we have to look at like your current brand. Okay.
Okay, wait, where are we going? John, what the fuck is happening right now? What is happening?
Now, Wooly, I don't want you to get upset, but this is just me being honest with you because I care, okay? Wooly versus, as a brand, and like as a person as well, you know, dated. Okay? Little to no Gen Z appeal.
So we're just rolling past the horrendous rap.
Wooly, there's a lot of these to get through. Not hip.
Not hip!
Yeah. And you know, Wooly, this next one might sound a little cruel, but you'll see the logic in it, okay?
Wait, now that's just too far, John.
Okay. That's not too far, but this next one might well be, okay?
No.
Okay, look, I know you're upset, but it's because you know I'm right. It's because you know I'm right. I'm just trying to prepare. Look, Wooly, I wouldn't be presenting all this if I didn't have a way out. Okay?
You're telling me I need to be shot in the back of the head?
Only right now. but I can fix you. I can fix you with a total rebrand. Wooly, could I ask you to direct your eyes to the projector?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was it's a cool photo.
This is Wooly Versus, okay? But what if Wooly Versus goes away and we're left with Lil Cloud?
Like, I feel like this is just an extended mockery of my culture. Like, what is happening?
No, it's not. This is all done with love. Lil Cloud. Wooly, this is it. You will get years of content out of this new persona, okay? I can see you're still reluctant, and I think I know why. But what about Reggie? What is? Look, we all love Reggie, right?
Did you know about this?
No, he didn't.
I just got it, Little Cloud, because I'm orbiting around the big jacket weather.
And that's going to make this next part make a lot more sense, okay? Because I don't want to leave Reggie behind either. We all love Reggie, but the problem is, like, Reggie in a couple of years, you're going to... I have a way out. Reggie is no more, and now we have Mr. Precipitation. Yeah, you get it. Reggie gets it. Reggie sees the vision.
Why does it look like you're considering it, Reggie? What the fuck, man?
Okay, Wooly, I'm sorry, you're the only holdout in all this, but I think this last slide is going to push you over the edge, because when you combine Big Jacket Weather, Lil Cloud, and Mr. Precipitation, you get the Ice Force!
Wow.
Lil Cloud! Lil Cloud!
Okay, all right. An insane amount of bars that you got there. Like Ireland. Mm-hmm. Not bad. Ooh, yeah. All right.
So yeah. So
okay.
So thoughts?
Fuck you. Eat shit. And
So is everyone seeing this? I bring something to the podcast so full of love and care. This is Wooly careening off a waterfall, me reaching my hand out and him being like, fuck you.
It's okay. All right. You done?
For now.
Okay. That's cool. So that's the end of John's mystery segment then. Mm-hmm. Sick. Okay, can we begin Wooly's mystery segment? Cool. So over the holidays, I didn't really get to see you, so I didn't get to give you your gift. Is the package has landed? It looks like the package has landed.
What the fuck's going on?
Merry Christmas, John.
I'm glad I can see my wife.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's necessary to just, we caught up and we've met, but we got to make up for lost time here. So if you don't mind, please open your gift, John.
I think this might be the most dread I have ever felt in my life. Hang on, let me try.
Yeah, just do what you got to do. Your segment was cute, though. I do think the photoshopping was nice and all, but yeah, there we go. Nicely notice the colors, right? It's Eye Patch Wolf blue. Yep. All right, and you're gonna wanna take a look inside there and just, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No.
John, you're gonna need to open the box, John. You're gonna need to open the box. What's in the box, John?
It's worse than anything I ever could have imagined.
What's in the box, John? Now, John, you forgot to open your card. That's really rude. You should really open the card before you check your present.
Clear, it's the entire fucking cursed suit.
You can pull that out. You can pull that out. You can let the people see the full. There you go.
But Sea Dogs, a charity auction.
Can you please open your card over here, John? Please. And it would be very nice if you could read for the class what the card says.
How did this happen?
Please into the microphone. This is a podcast. You're a professional.
Hello. Thank you for buying my Garfield suit. It is not, and not is underlined, haunted. But there are rules you need to follow. 1. Do not wear the suit after midnight.
What's rule number 2, John?
2. If it goes missing, do not worry. It always comes back. 3. If you hear it whispering, do not respond. Good luck,
Signed?
John. I wrote this letter. I sent it to the Did you buy this from the auction?
Signed, Super Eye Patch Wolf. This is the exact Garfield outfit from the video that was auctioned off and sent to the person who won it with his own handwriting and letter. And rule number 2 sure does come back in effect pretty nicely now, doesn't it? Now I do have to say that I was content with merely fulfilling the prophecy as you have yourself have written and just returning the suit to its rightful owner. But I feel like since a challenge has failed, that something should be done, kind of like the RRR dance just now, to rectify the wrongs of not showing up to the podcast with what you've taken care of. So I don't know, but maybe you should wear this for an entire episode? Maybe the only way to right your wrongs is penance? I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah?
Bit of a mixed room then. This is the most disturbing moment of my entire life.
Wooly mystery segment over.
I'm gonna take this off because it's hot. But
Yeah, that's fine. No, it's a little preview. In the future, though, like literally an entire episode is what I'm thinking. Just, we can talk about it, but,
I swear to God, that is so disturbing.
yeah.
Fuck it.
You see,
I thought it was gone.
I didn't want you to mistake it for a brand new one. The card is important.
No, I could tell that it's mine.
Incredible.
Well, this panel has already reached into the deepest, darkest depths of my soul. So, what say we get the audience involved? Our next segment is
Questions or Die! Regularly on a podcast, regularly at a panel, you'd be taking questions and answers, but
You'll notice that's not what the text says. There are 4 special rules to this segment. 1. An audience member may ask a question or make a recommendation to one of the versus wolves.
oh shit. 2.
John can veto recommendations aimed at Wooly.
Wooly can veto recommendations aimed at John.
Wooly and John will dedicate 2 hours to experiencing their designated recommendation and will talk about it the next episode. Now, this last one's important. An audience member can overwrite a previously accepted recommendation. This is considered an act of violence. So, for example, someone comes up, recommends Wooly something. I say, you know what? I'm going to let that fly. Someone else comes up later in the panel and recommends something better. It overwrites the first recommendation. Now, you need to look deep inside yourselves and ask, are you the kind of person that would do that to another human?
So you get the recommend or a question. Choose wisely.
Yeah. If you say, can I do both? No!
So
You say, can I recommend you both? No! That's not how it works.
So with that, I think we should get the third mic lined up in the middle. And folks, you can come up and yeah. If you've got a question or recommendation.
I'll let some people get in front of me.
Yeah. All right. Let's orderly line though. Orderly line. Okay. Yeah. Go around. Go around. Okay. All right. I think a lot of people are going to have recommendations, John. Literally, the entire thing people have wanted to do for years, screaming into the void to go watch this anime or play this game. We've now given them the power.
Well, I had to do that. You can look at the advantage you're getting. Okay. So, we're going to take our first question.
Hello.
I have a recommendation for John. We're All Going to the World's Fair is a wonderful little psychological horror movie.
So, we're all about to learn a devastating lesson about questions or die.
Ooh.
And that is that audience members can be combo broken.
Ooh.
Combo breaker.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Go sit down.
Devastating. Great movie, though. Great movie.
Cool.
Yep, so good.
Okay.
So good.
All right, this is Vex Talis here from Such Explosive Questions.
What's good, Vex? How you
As
doing?
Goth Rogue versus 90s Rogue.
Okay.
And considering you didn't know much about Goth Rogue, I recommend Wooly X-Men Evolution.
X-Men Evolution. Okay. I mean, yeah, no, I didn't actually watch Evolution. It was a little bit past my time. I've never checked it out. And you know what? Goth Rogue is all right.
Isn't she though?
Okay. Okay. We rolling with this?
I'll allow it.
X-Men Evolution. Currently on the board. All right, Vex.
That seems pretty good so far. I'm gonna paint a little bit of a story. Gen Urobuchi goes to Taiwan, sees the sights.
You have 5 seconds.
Kill them all.
What if he made anime better than anime using puppets?
Oh, that.
I am going to recommend you a show called
Yeah.
Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Yeah. Oh. Are you sure you want to delete? Right?
X-Men Evolution has its fans. Thunderbolt Fantasy was screwed by Crunchyroll.
Where's the person who asked for X-Men?
Right here, Vex.
I want you to look them in the eye.
For the greater good?
There is no greater good than X-Men Evolution Goth Rogue.
How do you know?
Okay,
This,
all right.
this has got fucked up so quickly.
Yeah. All right, we need to keep the blood from spilling, but I have no problem with it.
I'm going to let you two sort that out later. I'm going to allow it.
Thunderbolt
I appreciate it.
Fantasy. Okay. I heard a lot. Yes.
Wow, it seems like we're getting the recommendations going.
Yeah, I feel like anyone that had a question is going like, no, wait, hold on, screw that.
I'm gonna get the first question underway.
What's up?
If you could recommend the wonderful audience one thing, what would you recommend?
I mean, I feel like I try to not overstate. You're talking to both of us?
Sure,
Either
both
or?
of you.
Okay, I try to not overstate it too much because I hate overhyping things for people and stuff, but really, I do believe, like, Vagabond is just the best. And, yeah. And, like, I read it at a time in my life where I feel like it affected my outlook on things, you know? It has a very particularly... you can grow with the character, you know? Just say if you haven't read Vagabond, throw that on your list. They just started releasing a new collection, too.
There is a game that has crawled inside my brain the last couple of weeks, and it's getting to the point now where, like, you know, it's really affecting a lot of my personal relationships, which means it's really good. Void Stranger. That game rules. It's so weird. It's so much more than you think it is when it starts. That would be mine. Great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have the second question of the night.
How's it going?
Great. What is the most embarrassing thing you can talk about in public?
Jesus.
So one time when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was coming out, I was on the way to picking up a copy, and on the train, I happened to sit down next to and start chatting with two very attractive bisexual women who were on a date. Wow. And they were very friendly. And I was just like, okay, cool, they're having a Valentine's date, that's all good. And an invitation was put out there. And not too long after that, I realized I was at my stop, and I got up and went, sorry, I've got to go get Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And then I walked over to the store, and my friends were there, and I told them, and one of them pulled his phone out and said, say that again.
1 year ago, I went to a bar called the Gentleman's Club. And the girls there were very friendly, and they were nice. And I wasn't used to that. Wait, no, not the women are friendly towards me. But one of them at one point asked, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I replied, I have a wife and we play PlayStation together. Haven't lived that one down yet.
Yeah. Wholesome stories.
Wholesome stories.
Yeah. Totally not embarrassing at all, and not in our nightmares or anything.
I have a question
okay.
for the audience. Is the Symphogears guy here?
I don't imagine. Symphonogear?
Symphonogear.
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay.
He is this how long he's been trying to get you to watch Symphonogear?
9 years now?
Don't.
There's a punch girl punching a mountain in it and stuff.
Sure.
Well, now that you've asked the question, I suppose, do you have to tell people the reason why you would have asked the question, or?
Okay. This kind of ruins it, but I think it's worth it.
Well, because it seems like...
So this guy, he been trying to get Wooly to watch Symphonogears for ages, and I had a panel a couple of years ago, and he stands up in the middle of the panel and he goes, how come you didn't watch the video I made for you? And immediately the entire room turns against me, and they're all like, "Ooh!" And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." And then I was like, "Okay, you know what? Just link it in the announcement to this panel on Twitter or whatever, and I will give it a watch." And so that night, I'm in my hotel room, and I checked the Twitter announcement, and he's linked it, and it's called "Why Wooly Should Watch Symphonokids." So my plan was to bring him to this moment, bring him up to the front of the room, have him tell how long he's been trying to get you to watch Symphonogears, and then I'd be like, "You know, I have a little story as well." I would tell the story I just told, and then I would look him deep in the eye and would say, "Looks like you nearly have everything you ever wanted." Denied.
Claim denied. Next. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, he's not, so that didn't happen. But, you know. Anyway.
Fun story.
How's it going?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, big fan.
Hey. How's it going?
Wooly and no skill.
It's pretty offensive, but you know, it's whatever.
My bad. Jim, the technician, right?
I was sure Dr. Moron was coming.
Yeah.
I actually do have a question for John. Sorry. Hey, back on your the Let's Fight a Boss podcast, did you ever finish Like a Dragon 7?
No.
No, right. Would you ever go back?
I mean, I'll play 2 more hours if that's what it comes to, and then I'll delete it from my PlayStation 5.
Well, so like an awful experience?
It was phrased as a question, so I don't know if it's a...
No. I thought that was a recommendation.
No.
No, God damn it. There's so many things that I know will turn the room against me. I didn't like a Dragon, Yakuza 7.
Yeah.
But yet you'll load up Shenmue 3 again on your stream.
That's your fault.
What? John, you were going to play Omicron again. The chat saved you and
Sorry,
made it.
could you speak up a little more?
You were going to play Omicron again. The chat saved you and said play Shenmue 3.
Can we have this man removed, please?
Whoa. Actually, this is all very related. I'm not going to try and take up a lot of time, but from what I've seen of you for the past year,
I'm scared.
it seems like you'd rather play Omicron than Like a Dragon 7.
It's
Now-
kind of masochistic, right?
Right,
Like
now
the way
let me
he
explain.
flagellates, it's crazy.
Now, let me explain. I need to do this. I've been waiting 6 months. Episode 8, Legends of the Galactic Heroes versus Silent Hill Ascension. Around an hour, 3 minutes, and 15
Oh my
seconds.
god. Oh my, what is happening?
Hold on, let me check. Yeah.
Holy
You
shit.
said if you didn't beat Kathy, you'd play Omicron the Nomad Soul again on stream, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that would have been the second time you would have, if your chat didn't save you and make it Shenmue 3. Now, also on episode 3 of Omicron versus Earthbound, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you unneedingly finished Omicron.
That was
Wooly?
to prove a point.
That you hate yourself?
I mean, that's very
yeah.
obvious.
This is the itchy and scratchy xylophone moment, but the guy was right.
Yeah, Wooly even said you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to stream all of that. We got the
He beat
emotions
Fear and
we
Hunger.
wanted.
I had to beat Omicron.
That is what it. I don't have time.
no.
I'm not gonna take any more time.
No, but-
so the real question here is, do you think Like a Dragon 7 is worse than Omicron? You'd rather. It seems like you'd rather play Omicron than Like a Dragon 7.
Like a Dragon 7 ruined something I love, and you all applauded it.
Okay.
You hate Jesus Christ? Ichiban Kasuga, the Jesus
So
Christ.
I have
of
this horrifying
Like a-
feeling that, like, okay, you know, that's cool, but
I do
there's
need
a
an
chance
answer.
I could have like a podcast with this guy in 10
Yeah. I see it.
Listen,
I see it.
the worst would have been you said yes, and then I would have became your Super Eye Patch Wolf, and you being my Wooly, Except there wasn't. Oh, actually, there wasn't a misunderstanding because Wooly was talking about 1998.
Cool.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Okay.
Anyway, a
Can I get
fascinating descent
yes,
into
yes
horror
or no?
there.
Yes or no on the? Do you think Like a Dragon is worse than Omicron?
No, no,
Okay,
it's not worth it.
let's move on.
right,
Let's move on. But understood, and you're not wrong because I have observed a very disturbing pattern of just self-inflicted pain that John likes to put on himself that nobody asks for.
Look,
but
my
here-
personal life is my own. Let's keep this podcast a family affair, okay?
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, hey John and Woody. This is a question targeted to John. So I wanna know if Hunter x Hunter never existed, is there a show that you would defend to the point you make it something like Gone in 60 Seconds?
Good question.
So I think like this is the kind of like fucked up thing about my life. If Hunter x Hunter didn't exist, I don't think I ever would have become a YouTuber. I genuinely don't think that would have happened if this guy hadn't talked shit about it. I don't know what I turned into then. A wrestler. You know what? Yeah, a really bad wrestler.
Someone's got a job.
Cyclist. Oh, the cyclist. Can I tell the story of the cyclist?
You can tell the story of the cyclist.
Okay. So a while ago, like I was thinking about like what would my wrestling persona be, and in Ireland there's the like most popular wrestling promotion is called OTT, and like it's a very like adult orientated, very over the top. There's like, did you ever see Drugs Bunny, that wrestler who dresses up as Bugs Bunny and does a bunch of cocaine?
That's amazing.
There's that same gimmick, except it's just two lads from the north of Dublin. So I thought, okay, like I enjoy playing the heel sometimes, and I thought, well, what would piss them off more than anything? And I came up with a character called the Cyclist. And the Cyclist would come to the ring in full like lycra cycle gear with his bike up on his shoulder and like then he'd get to the ring and he'd put his bike down beside like the ring post and he'd take out like 20 locks and he'd lock them all up and the match would take ages to start. And then, you know, like he'd always cheat and he'd use a bike lock to win a match. Oh, before the match, big part of it. He goes, after locking 20 locks, he gets a mic and he goes, okay, before the match, if I could just talk to everyone about the dangers of carbon monoxide. But I always thought it'd be real fun for like the way he gets his comeuppance is like the good guy is chasing him around the ring and he's like, okay, I don't want to, like, Google thing started talking.
Okay.
And then he gets to his bike and he starts trying to unlock it, but because there's 20 locks, he's stuck there and he just can't get away. So that's what I would love to do.
So that's a pretty great character, and I remember the first time you told me that I was like, "That's brilliant." I went to a farm league show in Quebec, and I watched as someone came out and basically did exactly that gimmick.
I looked that wrestler up, and I looked up his history, and I was like, "Did this motherfucker take my?"
Basically, he came out in like farm league territory, and like he was. His logo was like a Starbucks logo, but it was him with a big mustache, and he rode his bike out, and he would just yell at everybody about the carbon monoxide, and you know, like your cars that you drove here are a waste, and everyone hated him. Like he had nuclear heat; it was amazing.
Yeah.
That kind of as a combo breaker.
Yeah. So you know, your ideas are unfortunately unoriginal, but hey, you know,
This is pretty mean one.
kind of cool.
Cyclist was a very important
All right.
character to
Well,
me.
you know, thank you.
Thank you very much.
How's it going? Cool hat.
Wooly, thank you. John,
Shame about, you know. Yeah.
what can you do? What can you do?
It's an Uzumaki hat he's wearing. Yeah. Yeah, episode 1.
Woo! I got it at MAGFest last year.
Say?
Still down there. I'm going to dial down the violence a little bit, just for now. I don't know if you remember, last year at the signing, I made a recommendation to the whole Ice Force. Not following up on that, just saying...
Wow, he's using it already. That's crazy.
He didn't even blink.
It's nuclear. Maguma gets it. So instead I want to ask, what's something that you haven't done in at least 5 years that you haven't stopped thinking about since?
that's a tough one.
I tried. Hey.
Okay. That's a pretty good question. Something I haven't stopped thinking about is the onsens in Hakone, Japan. We over 5 years ago we went, and they're just incredible. Hakone, Japan is like a small little mountaintop village, and if you ever do get to visit Japan, I highly recommend it. You get to, if you go stay overnight, like they just have like the onsens where like hot bath, natural springs, and in video games you see you sit in the hot springs and then like your HP goes back up. It's that actual feeling in real life. It's incredible. And I've described it and talked about it many times, but it's like you can take the rail car up over the mountain and just see this amazing vista, and then you get to a boat that just goes into basically the end of Return of the King. It's incredible, So that's what I haven't stopped thinking about for 5 years now.
I got to tell you something, Wooly. I haven't stopped thinking about that since the first time you described it. So
Right.
I haven't been. So.
And the coolest thing is like people that go, like I get pictures of like, yo, I'm there right now, and I'm just like, yeah, So yes, that's for me what I've not stopped thinking about.
Outstanding.
For me, man, I think so. Like, it's not quite been 5 years, but I used to live next to like this giant park full of hills, and I just go for these big long runs, and it was like the best way to just clear your head and to kind of zero everything out. And I moved recently, and so like I can't do that anymore. But like I really miss it. And so if you live next to like a big park or like nice scenery, fucking go run there. It's really cool. That'll be mine.
Right on. Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
How's it going?
Hi. Nice to meet you all. Nice to meet all of y'all. So I have a recommendation for John. I'm a long-time listener. I started listening to LFAB years ago. So thank y'all for that. That was great.
Oh, no worries.
In one of the later episodes, you talked about trying to find a Brandon Sanderson book, where you had a misadventure, and you found something called The Mistborn instead. It was not good.
Oh, God.
It was a very mature.
So
novel.
I tried to read a Brandon Sanderson book, and I ended up buying like a ladies' adult book, and it was about a woman having an affair with like a demon made of mist. And I got a couple of pages in, and I was like, wow, I guess people are just really open-minded nowadays.
How did you fail to buy a book? We're just skipping past the part where.
Well, I failed to buy a book this year. I put out a video recently on Patreon where I was reviewing all the books I'd read, and it was like, there's 2 books called Between Two Fires that are both fantasy books, and one of them's meant to be awesome and the other was not, and I read the awesome one, so I came on the video, I was like, this book sucks, and I don't know what everyone's talking about, and then everyone was like, you didn't read the right fucking book, John.
Right, okay.
So my recommendation is I would like you to read The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson.
The Way of Kings? That's not the first book?
It's the first book in the Stormlight Archive.
Okay.
I recommend the audiobook. Audiobooks are fantastic, but even just his prose is excellent.
You know what?
So hold on. Is this question?
It's a recommendation.
It's a recommendation.
Recommend or die.
How big is the book?
It's pretty big, but I mean, like,
I'll give it 2 hours. Give it 2 hours.
If you like it 2
And I
hours,
might
you
keep
keep
going
going.
after that.
You know.
2 hours of a book, though. Can you really talk much about that and get anywhere on that?
I can read a lot in 2 hours. Granted,
Wooly's
I don't
a
have
very slow reader.
I don't like the idea of 2 hours of a book as a segment. I don't know. I think I'm kind of not. I don't know. I don't know how far you can get in 2 hours. Nah, fuck it. Denied. Nah.
Boo. All right. Thank y'all. Y'all have a nice night.
I'm sure it's a good book. I'm not saying that. We have to deny some.
You're doing the right thing.
Thank you. I'm thinking of the next episode. Come on now. I actually want to watch X-Men Evolution, you know? Terrible. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, my name's Lathini. Hey, Willie, thanks for getting me into fighting games, man. I'm having a great time.
Mission accomplished, baby.
Boy, do we have a shirt for you.
Mission accomplished. The more people that get in, the more asses I can beat. Let's go, baby.
Let's go. And John, your videos.
Oh, you be quiet. This is not this is not Willie Versus. You're not on this show. This
John,
is my safe space away from you.
All of your videos are entertaining, even the wrestling ones.
Thank you.
So my question for you guys is, what was your first words as babies?
I unfortunately I don't think it was anything exciting. I think it was literally mama. Like I believe so. Yeah.
I don't know. Knowing how things have gone for me, it was probably like Garfield.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Okay. I've been planning this for months. So.
Oh God.
Okay, so this is specifically for John.
Question
And
or
I kn-
recommend?
This is a question.
Okay.
So I know you went through your journey with Shadowheart.
Okay.
And wait.
For those who cannot see, this is a person in a fantastic Shadowheart cosplay.
Oh, I just caught on. Yo, Shart. How's it going?
Hi.
Shart. Yeah.
So, my question is, what's wrong without bangs?
Oh, did you have a problem with the hairstyle?
No, there's nothing wrong without bangs. The problem is that there's no warning on the front of the box that she changes her hair. Okay? I'm not the problem here. Okay.
But what's wrong?
It's just
That's a really good
they
question.
change
What's the
the
problem?
deal, they trick you, and then you look. Then people call you a misogynist, Wooly, and you're not. You're not. You just. They should. I redesigned the box for them. I sent it to Larian Studios, and I heard nothing back.
Are you just mad that Astarion denied you? Like, it's like there has to be a reason.
That's what happens when you don't go with Karlak, right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I love how
Hey,
many
yo.
of these questions are people just getting their like years old beef in.
But the pulling off of the bangs
That was
is
pretty
an
sick.
that's
That
a
was-
solid
that was
bit.
a good bit.
Good bit. Nice. How's it going?
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
I remember a few episodes it was discussed that, John, you haven't had the chance to really dip your toe into the genre of tokusatsu.
That's true.
Question or recommend?
This is a recommendation. I recommend to you a film that once deeply infuriated me, but is now my favorite film of all time.
Okay.
I recommend to you Hideaki Anno's Shin Kamen Rider.
Wooly, please. Please.
With love.
With love.
I'm going to deny it.
What the fuck? Why?
You have made a powerful enemy today.
Because a Toku recommendation is mine to give. And that's been coming for a minute now.
I rescind my previous statement. Well played. Have a good con, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi, John. Hi, Wooly. Hope you're having a good MAGFest.
Hello.
I have a recommendation for Wooly to play Shenmue 3.
So we're deleting.
So first of all, are you cosplaying Armor King?
Yo.
It's the casual outfit. But
Yeah,
Yep,
the best
that is
outfit
so
in Tekken.
sick. That is so cool.
Yes, Tekken.
Let's go. Absolutely. We're deleting Thunderbolt Fantasy for Shenmue 3?
So hold on. Let me get this clear, Wooly. You think that you only have to play 2 hours of Shenmue 3?
So I've played Shenmue 1, and then I got to the final disc of 2 and quit.
So, okay, first of all, thank you for that data. I'm going to, with respect, deny, but we'll get there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Spider. I worked with Foxcade on the Reddit May Cry charity streams a while ago. Hi, Foxcade.
What's up?
I have one recommendation for Wooly.
Okay.
And this is to cause pain and suffering, but it's a good game, I swear.
What a start. Okay.
I want you to play Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne on hard mode.
You know what? I really like Shin Megami Tensei hard mode.
It's
Nocturne.
a great game.
It's awesome. I also really want to talk about puppets.
Fair.
So I'm gonna deny, but that is a solid recommend.
Thank you.
I got to get around to more SMT though.
Hello.
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 So, I have a recommendation for John, but this goes back a year ago. I was getting autographs from you, and I asked you if you played a game. You said no. And then you said, oh, but Wooly played it. And you tell the name of the game to Wooly. Wooly, you looked at me bug-eyed, and you said, we would get 8 videos on Kreia. I'm recommending to you Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
2 or 1? Because Cray is in 2.
You have to start at 1 though, to really, because everything she talks about is in the first
2
one.
hours of KOTOR though.
It starts the ball.
2 hours of KOTOR though. Okay, we'll put it on the board. We can put it on the board.
We can put it on the board.
We can put it on the board. But yeah, a Kreia discussion would be pretty fun to have at some point. But that's so far away. But
Honestly,
yeah, all right, KOTOR's on the board.
Thank you very much.
Honestly,
Appreciate
it was more to plant the seed.
Okay.
So just to say, we probably have time for a couple more, but then we got to get to the actual recommend or die.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're still good. Okay.
Hi guys, my name is Nick. So, about a year and a half ago, I read Berserk, and yes,
Let's go.
And yes, it is pretty much the greatest piece of media of all time. So when you and Willie decided on Versatiles, you guys were going to start reading the new Berserk chapters, I got excited because I was just looking forward to seeing what you guys would think about it. And while you guys pretty much said what I assumed I thought you would, I was still curious because while it's very admirable what Koji Mori and Studio Gaga are doing and trying to honor Kentaro Miura's vision, like it's clearly like not the same because it's impossible to imitate him as an artist, right? So I was kind of thinking about what if, now it may be hard to do this now that we're kind of closer to the end of the story of Berserk than the beginning, obviously, but what if Mori and Studio Gaga instead kind of played to their own strengths as artists? I wrote this down, I'm still messing it up.
That's okay, don't worry about it.
So instead of playing their own strengths, make Berserk kind of more how they would instead of just trying to make it how Miura would, because you can't kind of recapture that same magic. Now, wouldn't maybe be the same, but it would kind of be more of an honest artistic project, for lack of a better wording. So what do you think about that?
Interesting. I guess to me, that's the interesting thing is because like even though the part of me that's sad knows that like it could never be what it would be if Miura did it, I kind of like I don't know that I'd want it to go any differently from the way it is going now, in the sense that like I think what's happening is literally the second best thing possible. Someone who really knows Miura and actually had a conversation about him with him about the future of the story is working on what that framework was from back then. I think that's the second best potential outcome. You know, it's just power gap from one, which is Miura himself finishes it. So I feel like as much as that might be good because they're working with what they're familiar with, it might betray Berserk a little bit more in a way. You know, I'm thinking of like keeping Miura in mind is probably best. So yeah, I think I wouldn't prefer that over what's happening now. You know, saying that with what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, like to me, I think the beautiful thing about Berserk is it's such an extension of a person. Like I and maybe it's just because like I spent so long reading like interviews with him and just kind of like thinking about the guy, but like I really see Berserk as just like an extension of this really incredible person, and I don't think that you can really continue that in a way that, to me at least, that is meaningful without him. And that's not to say like I disagree with what they're doing. Like I think we both have always been like, it's really incredible what they are doing for like this person that they used to know. But I think it's that panel of Guts looking at his arm being like, when something's broken, you can never kind of put it back together and have it be the same. So I respect the hell out of it, but yeah, I think that's where we'd both land on it.
Yeah, it's almost like it's either like just stop where it was, or what we have now in a way,
Yeah.
Thank you.
But good question.
Thank you.
Good evening, Wooly, John. Hope you're having a good night.
How you doing?
John, as a fellow John, I feel a kinship with you, which is why I had to make a recommendation for you tonight.
Doesn't it suck when someone's like, "Hey, John," and you're like, and then it's not you, and
It's
you're like,
so
"Oh."
many. And the best part is, it's here at MAGFest, so it's nice and convenient for you. Downstairs on the floor at the Child's Play booth, there is a tattoo artist. So I'm recommending the experience of getting a Garfield tattoo at MAGFest for charity. Do it for the children. Don't you care
I
about the
happen to
children?
know that their tattoos are flashes and that you have to get the particular ones they have set. So unfortunately, we cannot complete. That was good though. That was good.
You don't get to deny. Sorry, we're gonna deny it. Yeah.
Thank you anyway. Have a good night.
Yeah, but I got you though. Yeah. Little heart rate jump. Yeah. All right.
Hey, gentlemen, how you doing today?
How you doing?
I really liked your last episode,
Thank you.
especially you guys talking about Kendrick.
Hell yeah.
Because I think that like this space of like, kind of like nerdy video essay spaces, like music is really unexplored in that space. And I really liked hearing, especially you, John, talking about Kendrick, because that's two worlds for me that like were really separate for me listening to.
Can you believe that literally the next day is when GNX dropped?
Yeah, I know, that's
crazy.
A
And it's
complete
killer.
coincidence.
That's like my second favorite.
I've been waiting to just get music in there because I'm like, let's keep them guessing, like not just shows, not just games, like let's get food, let's go nuts with it. And then literally the next day we got a new album. Unbelievable.
100%. And I have a recommendation. Now that you've explored the Kendrick discography, and I think you have a real understanding of that. And I look at the Kendrick discography as kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2 or something, where it's really finely tuned, really expertly done. I want you to listen to something really out there, and maybe you won't like it, maybe not good.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
This is an artist that was Pitchfork named this song as like a top 5 song of the decade so far. There's a rapper called RXK Nephew, and he has a 10-minute song called American Terrorist. It starts with him talking about Jesus. He talks about how could Benjamin Franklin have discovered electricity because it's in the sky. T-Rex must have discovered it. It's a really incredible song. It's the same beat. At the end of 2 minutes, he just
That
goes,
all sounds really good.
throw it again.
And I'm kind of marveling. You are not quite the person that I thought would come with the deep cut rap recommendation.
Then you don't know rap culture, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you think is writing genius lyrics and analyzing that shit? Like, it's grown. It's huge.
Okay. Please.
American Terrorist by RXK Nephew.
A 10-minute song.
It's a 10-minute song, and you can listen to more of his discography. It's very interesting, but you really don't need to dedicate more than 30 minutes to it, and I think you guys will have a lot to talk about.
Run it.
Okay. I have a recommendation for you, my friend.
Okay.
So after the last episode, I said something like, "Oh man, I just wish something like this existed for like Ireland and Irish culture because like being Irish is fucking weird in ways that are too depressing to get into right now, folks." But
same with America.
And it
baby.
turns out there is actually a band like that, and they're called Kneecap.
Oh, okay.
And Kneecap are. A lot of their songs are in Irish, but like there's English there as well, and they are really interesting in terms of like the kind of things they're rapping about, and like they're like they talk a lot about just getting like destroyed on drugs and kind of smashed and all this, but it's like it's very much like a part of this like generational trauma that's been kind of suffered up the north, and like what they're trying to do is keep the Irish language alive through hip hop and making it like interesting, because so much of learning Ireland or learning Irish in Ireland is like looking at papers and being like, "Is Matlum Bart Simpson, which just means I like Bart Simpson, and it's like it's in a kind of sorry state, and I just thought this was like, it's so fucking cool, and it's so cool to see like my culture represented that way. So yeah, absolutely, I will check that out.
I'll check that out. Thank you, guys.
Cool.
Appreciate you.
Right, hell yeah. It's really nice. That's super cool. Oh yeah, I love hearing about that, and I love hearing about how once again one of my recommendations just changes your life for the better and
shut the fuck up,
teaches you
Wooly.
more about
Anyway.
your culture, and you get more in touch with your roots. So like I'm happy to do that for you. Hi, how's it going?
Hi. I have a question for the both of you. It's kind of weirdly specific, but not really. But would either of you two be willing to do like versus Wolves specials in the future, where the both of you together in the same room do something new for the first time, like paintball?
I mean, I absolutely
go
would.
karts.
I don't know. We don't know where the show's going or what's happening, but like I'm up for anything.
I mean, like, I think one thing we would both love is to be able to do more in-person stuff together. It's just that damn ocean.
We're an ocean apart, but like I like the idea of stacking up homework, each time we do. So yeah, that's a great idea. I'd be super down for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, paintball, boxing. Who knows?
Punch
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, you left jiu-jitsu off that list, Willie. That was odd. That was strange, wasn't it, buddy? What happened there?
How's it going?
Good. I've had this idea in the back of my head ever since episode 1 and attempting an ill-conceived public version of Versus Wolves I hosted on the Two Best Friends subreddit and John's Discord. Essentially, in accordance with the rules, I'm modifying it a bit. I'm only recommending it to John because it's funny and he has social anxiety.
Oh, no.
And it fits in with the 2 hours perfectly. I want him to Dungeon Master for 2 hours. It does not need to be D&D. It can be any tabletop game. If you have Dungeon Master for D&D, I am willing to counter by saying you should do something that's not D&D.
There's logistical problems.
Combo breaker. You think someone with this much theater kid energy has never DM'd?
Hey, that's fair. I just leave it to you to recommend it to Wooly sometime then.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Thank you.
Okay, we're good. We're
Okay. Hi. So, since unfortunately Toku is off the table and I cannot recommend that John watch Kamen Rider Double, and 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim is way too long for the 2 hours thing, I will instead turn the recommendation to Wooly. You have seen RRR. You did the dance. It is a very good movie. I am of a slightly unpopular opinion that is not that director's best film.
I've heard.
I would like for you to watch Bahubali.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Okay.
It is a long movie, but you might be it might capture your attention enough to get through the first one, perhaps. And there is an entire sequel for perhaps next year's convention.
So the first time I brought up RRR, that came up right away, and then in looking up Natu like music, I saw like the art and portraits of from that as well, and it looks like some crazy shit's going on.
It is stellar.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm gonna deny, and I want to explain why. I think Wooly is going to look that up by himself, and that's just going to happen. I don't know the same is true of Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Okay.
Interesting. It actually was, because Thunderbolt Fantasy came in when we were streaming one time and someone recommended it, and it looked pretty cool, but all right, let's roll.
With respect, my friend.
Let's roll.
All right, that's fine.
Thank you.
Hello. Howdy. So
how's it going?
Doing all right. Your reaction to D&D is very funny from the previous question. So I've been a DM for Lord knows how long, and I've run a campaign for about 5 years, semi-jokey, and all my players are longtime fans of you. So we made you our settings god of trickery. So I have two questions. One, for the one player I have, Bard, by the way, who worships you, do you have any divine proclamations as the great god Wulzor?
I mean, do I like get to like bless punch girls and like have them be my representatives throughout the land, or
One of your piety abilities is you didn't win, which allows free retreats.
cool? Okay, all right. Offer your pies to my temple.
They do get piety for that. Now, my second question is, since long-running campaign, you hadn't started Versus Wolves at the time. Now, Wooly, where should John fit in the great cosmology of Wulzor, the god of trickery?
Dignity, battle, hope.
I mean, can I have a pet orange cat?
I'll add it to the list of piety boons.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you for your time.
How's it going?
As we're aware, the Versus Wolves project is doing very well across the world, and it's got two very powerful characters at the front of it. We have, of course, Versus Wolves and Versus Wolves? Oh my god. Wooly Versus and Super Eye Patch Wolf. However, the fans have become enamored with a certain persona of the face of the podcast, the hero, the final gamer. This is very effective marketing on the actions of Super Eye Patch Wolf.
Okay.
However,
Okay.
for every face, there must be a heel. And for every heel, there must be a title, a wrestler name, if you will. If you were to have a title, a wrestler persona, a name for yourself on this podcast, what would you choose?
Can I use this opportunity to tell, I think I told it on a Patreon podcast, how I would book me and Wooly in wrestling?
You know what? You know what? That.
Okay.
That, actually, yeah.
I played a heel on an indie wrestling promotion in London, and I was Leslie Bestington.
Yeah.
And Leslie Bestington was like this little shit, like social media influencer. My whole thing was like that I didn't understand wrestling.
What was it again? Wrestlers like Jake Paul,
so
Logan Paul.
basically, on my first promo, I came in the ring and I was like, listen, I don't actually like wrestling that much. I'm sorry, I prefer boxing. And, I respect all the greats, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and like the audience fucking hated me. It was so fun. But we got a question onto the intermission lounge about how would I book like me and Wooly in wrestling, and real simple. I'd be in the ring cutting a promo as Leslie Bestington. Wooly comes out, exact same clothes, white jacket, white pants, black t-shirt, sunglasses. Bro, Mom said to bring you home. And so it would eventually like lead into this thing where it's like, Wooly's like, buying wrestlers to kind of get me out of the company, and I'm like fighting back, and it would lead to this big thing where it's like my tag team against Wooly's tag team, and we're both the special guest referees, and there's all kinds of shenanigans, and everything goes wrong, and all 4 wrestlers are down, so it's just me and Wooly in the ring, and we're both looking at each other, and it's 2 brothers against each other. And then I go down, and I put my hands on one of the wrestler's shoulders, and Wooly gets down, and he goes, 1, 2, 3. Your new tag team champions, the Bestington Brothers.
Oh, incredible!
That. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Incredible.
Hey, what's up?
How's
I'm
it going?
Pirate Tech. I have the Wooly versus Fight Stick.
Hell
It's
yeah.
the number 1.
Thank you. Number 1.
It's the number 1, and I use this to perfect you on stream as Kim.
I like this guy.
So, Eureka 7 is my favorite anime of all time. It has a wonderful ending. The light novel, manga, weird movie after that all have bittersweet endings. There's a sequel anime that retroactively changes the ending of the original to be bittersweet.
Eureka 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then there's a trilogy movie that not only erases everything before it, but then also makes it another bittersweet ending. Do you guys have something that you love that the creator hated so much that they've spent the rest of their life trying to change it. Yeah.
So, it's a different thing, and like he's a fucking awful person for so many reasons. But I think watching what Vince McMahon did to wrestling creatively, like he obviously total piece of shit for a million reasons. But there was like a good 10 years there where wrestling was just watching a crazy old man slam his action figures together, and it was like, okay, Vince, yeah, sure. Your son's a little person. Cool. Okay, she gave birth to a hand. Yeah, that's fine. That's Val Venus got his dick cut
I watched
off.
the hand thing live.
Yeah. What about you, Wooly?
I don't know if it super duper counts, but I feel like having recently gone through like the Mass Effect trilogy, the promise of the first one and how cool that initial conversation was with the first Reaper, it feels like everything just went so far off the rails afterwards.
Mass
and
Effect 1's the best one.
And you keep hearing about the production problems and everything and stuff, and I kind of feel like, yeah, that one, because it just, there was so much potential and it all just like never lived up to it.
I agree.
You know? But we did get the universal like end pass out of it, so
Yeah.
hey, everybody got one.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Jim and Louie.
Hello.
Sorry, I had to.
I'm so glad that bit about like, oh fuck, they already let people in. What are we gonna do?
That was a good bit, honestly.
Thank
That was
you.
really
Thank you.
funny. So, I've been obsessed with video game music for most of, if not my entire life. And there have been songs where segments of them have buried deep within my brain. Like, the one I always think of is Sonic Heroes. Seaside Hill has the guitar line drop out on the second pass through, and I've never stopped thinking about it. It's a problem. Like, seriously. And I was wondering, and this is a question for the both of you, if there are segments of music, video game or not video game music, that have just drilled into your frontal cortex like that.
So I think a good 30% of my personality is the soundtrack to Silent Hill 2. Like that soundtrack is like, I probably listen to it more than I've ever listened to anything else. I've been listening to it consistently, I would say every week at least for 20 years, and it's just awesome. Like, it sucks because it's probably the piece of music that has had the most effect on me, and it's a video game soundtrack. It's not like a cool rapper or like an interesting concept album. It's a survival horror music, but I love it. I love it so much.
I feel like for years as a kid, I've always loved and just had the idea of like music syncing up with the gameplay and having that like marriage be perfect and like working lyrics in and things like that, because you know, even when you're hearing like say for Sephiroth for the first time, it's a track that plays out no matter what you're doing, but I like the idea of it being reactives, which is why I loved Hi-Fi Rush so much. Right?
Yes.
But like, as perfect as that nails it, I'm remembering like the first time I feel like anyone really got it was Rules of Nature, Revengeance. The first time you toss the ray up and Raiden just cuts through it and the lyrics kick in, it was nuts. I lost my mind. I was watching that at work.
I remember when
freaked out
when Revengeance came out, and like I was reading reviews for it. I read a review and someone was like, and then the music kicks in and it's so corny that I just had to laugh. And I remember just being like, I would never be friends with this person.
Right? Like something deep and just like the lyrics kicking the whole time. It just amplifies that feeling, and it's just something of understanding how like a boss fight is this like amazing peak of all your skills being tested, and like when you're just getting above the bar and you finally crash it, you know, and then you just see like, yeah, as the highest peak of the hype, an over-the-top moment happens, you get the lyrics going in. The Maniac Agenda, incredible soundtrack, and yeah, Revengeance all the way.
About Hi-Fi Rush, it's funny, I think that is the only time I've ever felt like bad about something I've said to you on the podcast. Where like, that game meant so much to you, and I was like, oh, fuck that game, you know? And it's like, it's the only time I felt sympathy for Wooly ever.
It's okay. I was mad at you two for saying that.
Yeah,
It's
you know,
okay.
a lot of people
There's
were.
no accounting for taste, you know. But you did say you're like, it's my rhythm though, and I was like, yeah, okay, well, fair enough. Good ass game. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, big fan.
Thank you.
John, you introduced me to a couple of series that are now two of my favorite anime, Made in Abyss and Chainsaw Man.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, first of all, how dare you? Second, thank you so much.
How are you liking part 2 of Chainsaw Man?
What they said.
I was like lukewarm on it for a while, and the last like 10 or so chapters, fuck, it's so good.
That right there.
Yeah, a little closer.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Um,
I got to catch up. Yeah.
Where was it? Oh, so, yeah, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, thank you so much. And in that vein, in the vein of deeply depressing and absolutely fascinating dark fantasy, I would like to recommend a novel by an author by the name of N.K. Jemisin called The Fifth Season.
I'm intrigued.
That one guy back there, thank you.
Yeah, he was hyped.
Okay, we're currently deleting
I get that.
the song, right?
Yes, I
Yes.
believe so.
Okay.
Oh, right, someone over here.
What?
Um,
Yeah. What's going on with it? What do you got?
Okay, that I was gonna
You
say.
gotta convince
okay,
him, not me.
You've only got 2 hours, and trust me, those first 2 hours are a doozy. But no, sorry, can't delete someone's recommendation. Scratch that.
This is a pure innocent soul. I respect the heck out of
Choosing
that.
to not go violent.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
We could all learn something.
Respect. Respect.
Absolutely. You know what, buddy? Off my own bat, I'm going to go read that because I am so inspired by this show of peace.
Incredible.
You could learn so much
You
from
could
this
learn
person.
something from them, John. Really. Truly.
I was gonna say just make that an unofficial recommend. Just anyone who is interested in dark fantasy, just check that out.
If
But,
I haven't checked this out on the next episode, I am giving everyone permission to give me shit about it, okay?
Duly noted. Thank you.
Thank
you. Appreciate it.
But so yeah, scratch the recommend. Question: have you been to the indie arcade downstairs, and is there anything in particular you'd recommend?
Recommendation plus question. I'll allow it.
They did withdraw.
True, there was a withdrawal. You're correct. No, because we've been rehearsing super hard for the Dokapon incident, and then this dumb dance number that we did.
MAGFest are really making us work for those hotel rooms, okay?
Yeah, it's been all for that. So yeah, unfortunately not.
Tomorrow, I think we're going to do Artist Alley indie rooms.
If we can, yeah, because we got events tomorrow too. So yeah.
More than fair. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm about to delete or recommend. I'm choosing violence today.
There is no hesitation within this person.
Absolutely
the
not.
killing intent overflowing from them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know.
So I just want to say that the Versus Wolves podcast is now one of my favorite podcasts ever.
One
Love
of?
the energy. Love the energy. Don't push it. But one of my
Thank you so
my favorite
much.
episodes are when you guys like go out and like learn new skills, try out new things that are out of the ordinary. So I do have a recommendation, and I pray to God that I get vetoed on this. John, I love the idea of a rap album. I would love if you learned how to freestyle rap and showcase that on the podcast.
Well, I mean, did you at the section earlier? It was clearly.
I know it's possible within a month.
Was that
freestyle or was that written? 'Cause I see real lyrics.
No, there was lyrics. That was not freestyle. I mean, I could have been clearly. But
I would love for you to get new skills.
Oh fuck! Not that laugh.
For the culture.
You truly are what the culture's feeling, John.
I knew that line was going to come back to haunt me. I just didn't think it would be like this.
Sounds good.
What?
Thank you very much.
I don't even know what that would be. I'm sorry, Reggie. Can you stop laughing, please? It's not that funny.
I don't think any of us knows what it would be, but I can't wait to find out together, you know? Hello.
Oh, hello. Hi. My name is Jana. Some people here might know me as the person who occasionally posts Paper Mario origami to the subreddits.
Cool.
That doesn't have anything to do with anything. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. I have a question for both of you, if you don't mind. Mr. Wools, Mr. Eye Patch Wolf, I was wondering, do either of you happen to have Kathy's phone number, and could you like hook a girl up? Because I think she's really gorgeous, and I would love to take her out for a night on the town. I know she's like super rich, but I'd love to pay for anything anyway. And I know she's super famous, way more than either of you, but I would be so thankful if she could take a moment.
Can
for
I
her
direct
time.
your attention right behind you?
Huh?
Thank you. It wrote itself.
She just disappeared.
Incredible.
Hi, yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster in line, because at first I'm like, oh, I can't overwrite, that heartfelt recommendation for JMK nephew, and then it was so coldly destroyed. So I'm going to offer John a lifeline, and Wooly might be able to back me up on this one. I like to recommend you to watch Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. It's a short OVA series. It's standalone. It's like it's a little over 2 hours. It's really good, and if you've not, I remember on the Let's Fight a Boss podcast, you said you read the original Gundam, or the origin manga, so you've got a little experience with it. But it's pretty good standalone, and I'm offering you a way out of learning freestyle rap.
I was really looking forward to freestyle rapping, but
I tried early on to get Mecha on the table with Die Buster, if you'll recall, right? Gunbuster, and then we talked about Die Buster afterwards, actually.
Yeah. Wooly recommended the anime YouTuber Gunbuster, which was just interesting, is one way to do it.
We learned together, we found out, but Mecha had continued to be, somewhere in there, and 0080's really good. Let it rock.
Thank
Let
God.
it rock. It's
Thank God.
really good.
So hi.
Hey.
Had a recommendation for you after those last two. Scratching that. So now a recommendation for Wooly. You were recommended a while ago on the podcast a RPG that was somewhat impactful to you, Earthbound. I have a recommendation for another RPG for you. I have a recommendation for In Stars in Time, but more specifically, because of that 2-hour limit, Start Again, a prologue.
Okay. I don't know anything about this.
So what's the current recommendation on the table?
Puppets.
Thunderbolt Fantasy.
I have played Stars in Time.
What is that section specifically? Is that like a... I don't know anything about what's being described here.
So you're talking about a prologue?
Start Again, have you played Start Again, a prologue?
I don't think I've played that. I've played just the game.
Why you fronting then?
For you. But, yeah.
Okay. Is it good?
It's all right. It's all right. I'm so sorry. I think I'm going to have to deny.
Oh.
I can tell this means a lot to you. Here's my make good. I will pick back up Stars in Time and keep going.
Thank you.
Stars in Time. Okay. Thank you.
Well, it's all my nightmares. Here in person.
Kathy!
No one wanted to cosplay the final gamer, eh? Just Kathy? Okay, fine.
poor Versus Wolves podcast. John, you will never claw your way up from last place.
I genuinely, I cannot even look at her.
This is terrifying.
The final placement for the final gamer. Last place forever. And Wooly, you conjured greatness. You brought this into the world, and you could have been satisfied with that. But instead, you decided to challenge me earlier today. And you got second place.
I gotta hold that.
The best of the losers.
He got joint second. Joint.
At least
second.
It's not the Equal to Poop award.
There has been so much beautiful violence today. I am so very appreciative of all of the audience members. I can't overwrite freestyle rap for John. This is not a recommendation. This is a command. I shall burn this podcast to the ground. John, I would like you to listen to the album Andy by Raleigh Ritchie. Genuinely, this is a wonderful album. From the bottom of my heart, I love it so much.
Okay, Kathy.
Good boy.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. May I have another?
I think my mind is breaking. Jesus Christ! I don't know what's happening anymore.
Okay, we are down to our last couple. So yeah, just a heads up.
So is that wasn't a record?
I don't.
I think okay. I gotta do it. Okay. Fine.
This show got very complicated very quickly.
I think I'm having a stroke.
Hello.
How do I follow up on that?
I mean,
was she real? Did everyone see her?
I don't know. I was behind her. I don't.
Because she's gone now, and I don't know what happened.
So, John, earlier you mentioned that if it wasn't for Hunter x Hunter, you wouldn't have a channel.
Mm-hmm.
And
Starting to feel like that would have been for the best.
And, obviously before then, Hunter x Hunter had existed for some time, and I imagine the idea of, starting a YouTube channel had floated through your mind. And, Wooly, this question extends to you too. But what was the sort of spark or moment where the two of you just went, let's do it. I just want to start this. Let's start this thing.
So you mean the channels as opposed to Versus Wolves?
Yeah, the channels. Your works, your just overall careers,
I mean, it's in my case. I kind of think like we were doing Best Friends, and I did Wooly versus Reboot back in the day on Super Best Friends Play, and I kind of was like, oh, it'd be fun to have a spot to just upload like random, like fighting game stuff or just things that just don't fit anywhere else into Best Friends, And so, yeah, I kind of just made it as like a spot to throw that up. And then I said, fuck it, let's make a shitpost intro with me dancing through the JoJo, intro and just set the tone. And I believe the about description says Wooly versus is one ongoing shitpost. And that continues to this day.
True.
That's basically the deal, yeah.
So I can't stress enough how my career was an accident. None of this was not a plan. It still isn't. Like I still don't really know where any of this is going. I've just been doing it long enough that it seems to work out if I just talk into these microphones, Right. But as for like the kind of first ever video, it's like it was a weird one, honestly, because going through like just a really bad time for like a bunch of stuff. It was like a bad time in my personal life. I kind of felt like I was losing touch with a lot of people I cared about. it was not going well, and actually had this like huge panic attack, like just this really, really bad panic attack. And to distract myself, I was like, okay, like I'd never had a panic attack. I didn't know what was going on, and so after a while, I realized like I wasn't having like a heart attack or something. I realized, okay, this is like mental, and I need to kind of like offload a bit of energy here. So I took out a notebook and like I just started writing, and for whatever fucking reason, I wrote about Hunter x Hunter. And those frenzied scribbles, like, and like it helped, you know, like I was able to like offload enough emotion that I was able to kind of level back out, and that notebook became like those pages became why you should watch Hunter x Hunter, you know, and like that's what videos have always been to me. It's like they're offloading emotion and making something out of them. So you have all been enjoying my trauma. I hope it's been good. But even then, I think it was kind of like it was, you know, I just made that video and I enjoyed making it so much that I just wanted to make another. I wasn't thinking about like I wasn't thinking about making a YouTube channel. I wasn't thinking about making it my career. And like I still think about what an insane fucking decision it was to leave my job, you know. And God, like my parents, who are both like, you know, they both were like office workers their entire lives. So for me to be, first of all, to be like, I'm gonna be an animator, and then 6 years later to be like, I'm gonna be an influencer, like. But you know, it's led to a lot of great stuff. You know, this podcast included. Like, you know, to drop the kayfabe for a minute. I love Wooly. You know, one of the reasons I play a heel on this podcast is because I can't out good guy Wooly. Like that's insane, you know.
Hey.
But so
you're not so bad yourself. You're all right. Although like the whole like he says play heel like as if that's not really.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and sometimes, but you know, sometimes what I really like to do is like to get like just sincere and say a nice thing, so that like if something devastating follows a couple of minutes later, it hurts all the more.
That's a great reason.
Thank you. Let's take one more.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mr. FGC Pro.
How you doing?
David Tomorrow. Hey, Reggie. Let's see. I have a question about creativity. It's for both of you. Now, over the course of the podcast, like with the old podcast, LFAB, you both talked about different ideas you had. Specifically, you talked about a space idea with a pilot, a bunch of aliens that he would eradicate, and the lawn chair scene.
Jack and the End of the World.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then we all know about eye patch wolves. You talked about that on LFAB. It's an idea that's clearly been with you a while.
Mm-hmm.
One of my questions is, like, these ideas apparently have, like, kind of stuck. We have the merch line to show that, Damage Crow, all that. My question is, do you guys think you'd ever want to like turn that into something like webcomic, animation, blah, blah, blah? Or are you happy with where it is?
Oh, man.
Well, I guess let's put a pin in that.
I'll be happy when it's time to pull out.
I'll say on my end that myself and Josh, who I was working with on that story, like after talking about it on Wooly Will Figure It Out, which is like an older podcast where I just talk about failed projects, we really were like, but what if though, right? But what if?
But what if is so strong.
And we actually like then started looking, and we found a couple people, and we found an artist, and we got some pages done, and it was happening. And then we got ghosted, you know, and it was like, I think we have to just let it go, you know. But we at least got like, I think like 4 pages done, and I showed you a couple of them.
They were so sick,
you know. So yeah, there was a spark and a try, and that's what happened, you know.
No worries. I want to say thank you to you both for what you have made, and thanks for the panel.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, that's it. Yeah, we're done with the questions. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and that brings us to the main event.
We gotta click on the.
That kind of killed my dramatic little intro.
Sorry about that. There you go. You're gonna need to go forward one, and then one more. Recommend or die. Right.
You first.
Okay.
Oh, this is so much more terrifying with people. I am so dyslexic. The fact that those are like two words you can tell is a miracle, and you should all be grateful.
No. So the fact that the Pantheon says Pantheon of Greatness means someone points it out every time.
I am differently abled, goddammit.
It's a way to farm engagement, you know? Yeah.
That is so true.
It's like, yeah, strangely. Okay, so new era, new arc, new energy. Here we go. I don't know how you really follow up on how things went last time, so I'm not really going to try with that. But I'm going to say this: as we enter this new year and things move forward, I feel as if everything that's happened in the last episode and everything leading up to it, it all comes down to choices, right? So you've made choices that resulted in results that happened or didn't, or but I like the idea of you knowing that everything that happens is your choice. So with that, I'm giving you a choice.
Oh, fucking people call me a theater kid.
You can tell. I'm going to give two scenarios here, and you can literally choose which of these two you want to do for the next month. You can choose to spend 1 week getting to learn about another world, or you can spend 1 day learning about yourself.
I am both terrified and intrigued. So this 1 day, that would have to be clear the schedule. This is what you are doing that day.
It can be done in 1 day, and you can learn a lot about yourself by doing it.
What do you guys think? I think I'm going to go for the 1 day.
Okay, you've chosen. Great. John, you're familiar, maybe, I don't know, have you heard of, what do you know about Bennett Foddy? Do you know who Bennett Foddy is, by any chance? Because, he made a game, and that game involves, some difficulty and some climbing and such. Getting Over It, I believe, is what that game is called, right? You might have heard of that before. No. Put your combo breaker back. Because we all know Bennett Foddy, Getting Over It. I know you've played. That's fine. I'm just introducing the topic because in that, he's also made other games. He's made QWOP, and then he's made the climbing one, and then they made a clone of that, a difficult game about climbing, I believe it's called. Mm-hmm. All that aside, in the beginning of Bennett Foddy, he talks about the game that inspired him to make Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. That game is called Sexy Hiking.
What the fuck is that?
This is a game called Sexy Hiking, and it inspired Bennett Foddy to make the game Getting Over It. One of the first things he talks about it is the tree that you're met with immediately that you have to learn how to climb. It's a very short game. It can be done in 1 day. Your recommendation for next month is Sexy Hiking. Oh, did you think it was just going to be Getting Over It? The game everybody knows, everyone streams?
I would have done Getting Over It. I would have gone combo. Okay. But what the fuck is this? Wooly, what's wrong with you? Look at that. This is. Remember earlier in the panel when Wooly was like, I don't want to talk about a book on Versus. What the fuck is that? This is what you want to talk about.
I'm sharing an experience that I have completed myself.
Fuck, okay.
You chose. I gave you a choice. This is all about choices, John.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I guess that just leaves my recommendation, Wooly. Wooly, you're going to learn about greatness. You are going to learn about the one who sits above all. You are going to learn about the undisputed tribal chief. Roman Reigns! What the? Why? Why that image? Why? What just happened? We got so far without any technical failure. Okay, but there's a second half to this. You see, Wooly, I have assembled a Google Doc of all Roman Reigns matches from the last 14 years.
Oh my God!
And I'm going to link this to the Versus Wolves audience. It's all on Netflix. You can all watch it. But Wooly, this is the last good thing you're ever going to experience on Versus Wolves. Do you remember when I said if I got that tattoo, then this podcast turns into two people destroying each other's lives? Let the vengeance era begin!
Oh my God! Holy shit!
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us to the Versus Wolves podcast.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! I guess having watched him wrestle once or twice doesn't count as a combo breaker.
Nuh-uh.
Oh my God! All right, so be it. Let's go.
If people do not want to watch all that wrestling, there's an excellent video essay. You don't get this option. All of you do. Called The Unreality of Pro Wrestling. In fact, there might be another one of those coming soon.
Let the vengeance arc begin.
Guys, thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
joining
much.
us.
Have a good night. Take care, MAGFest.